Well, without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce you to the International School of Panama. My name is Lisbeth Gonzalez, and today we have an agenda that we have designed to present our amazing early childhood program to you. So first, we'll have our head of school present our mission and our values. Our PK principal or early childhood principal, Ms. Alida, will be speaking about our program goals and social emotional learning and the impact it has in our young and smaller students. We will have our teacher, Ms. Danny. She will be talking about daily activities, and we have special guest testimonials. And we will let you know what things you can do to prepare your child for early childhood for our early childhood program, and you will meet our admissions team that will give you a couple of some guidance on how to apply to our school. So without further ado, please meet our head of school, Dr. Audrey Menard.
Good morning, everyone, and or afternoon for wherever you are, but welcome to ISP. We are a not-for-profit school, which means that we are 100% about students, and we focus on our mission, and our mission is to inspire and challenge every learner to reach their full potential and become curious, independent, and compassionate citizens of the world. Our board is run by a group of parents, volunteer parents that are here solely to make sure that every dollar that you pay for your child's tuition goes directly back to your child. It doesn't go into the pockets of any of them like shareholders and many other organizations. We make all our decisions based on our mission. We also have core values, and our values are very strong at ISP. We teach this to our children from day one all the way through. We also use these to make decisions in our day-to-day work. Our values include, in no particular order, commitment to excellence. That's our star in the middle there. And we really, truly want all of our kids to focus on being the best person they can be. That doesn't mean making straight A's necessarily. It means, showing up and working hard and giving us your best effort. We have strength and diversity. That would be the pink one with the multiple people in it. We are very proud that we have over 45 different nationalities and people with values and ideas and families from all around the world. And we believe that while we don't necessarily agree with everybody's perspectives, we're stronger and better because we do seek to understand where other people come from. And it does help us be more compassionate citizens of the world. We also believe in innovation. That's our little rocket ship. And we're always just trying to, we don't want to be a bleeding edge school where we're just trying things out on the children, but we are cutting edge. And we are constantly reading the latest research and talking with other schools around the world, learning the best practices that are available to make every one of our kids the best learners possible. The heart there is about compassion and integrity. And that is something that we seek every child to be sweet to each other, to understand and read each other's emotions, develop that emotional intelligence, and telling the truth. That's such an important skill to learn. Because when we make bad choices, and all kids do that, it's really important not that we made the bad choice, but that we learn from it. So we really focus on helping kids learn agency and knowing what to do in all kinds of situations. And finally, our beautiful leaf there is about lasting impact. And we are just always trying to leave the world better than we found it. We teach our kids to be green. Most of our school now is run on solar panels. We do all kinds of recycling, and we just really care about leaving the world better than we found it. So with that said, I hope that's given you some excitement to know what our school is about. And now I'll pass it on to Alida, our preschool principal, who will tell you how this looks in pre-K. Thank you.
Thank you, Audrey. Welcome, parents. And I really want to thank you too for being here today and willing to learn a little bit about our program. So our program is totally play-based. And why play-based? When children play, they have to use their imagination. They have to use their creativity. And when they play, all their experiences are hands-on. And we know and understand that the best way for a child to learn is by experiencing everyday events or everyday concepts, like math concepts or literacy concepts are best learned just by experiencing them or playing. That part of that play base is also includes choices. And choices are very important for our children because the power of choice allows students to select their own tasks, to create agency, to understand that I have rights, others have rights. And they also practice what is very important for the future in education, which is decision-making skills. The other big aspect of our program is that it is multi-age. A few years ago, we started researching multi-age and came up with a conclusion that it was the best for our 3- and 4-year-olds. And one of the first things is because it creates a community. Just like in our families, we have kids from different ages and they all are part of the learning process. They all support each other in their learning, in their learnings, in the daily life learning. The other reason is also because through multi-age, we have children that can spend 2 years with the same teacher. And this allows the teacher to truly support the child's learning through the areas of strength and their areas of need. And so that allows our students to learn at their own pace. They have 2 years to develop their skills. And they see themselves as progressive, successful learners. And they get to meet the goals of our program, but at their pace. And then, as I said before, they create a sense of family. They belong to this community of learners. And they understand that they have to cooperate with each other. Older children model, the rules of the classroom, what you need to do. And we have seen also that younger children acquire skills at a faster rate as they see older children performing or working on those skills. So those are the 2 reasons why we have chosen our multi-age program. The other area that we really focus on is social emotional. This next one. So our program is truly based on social emotional learning because we understand that when kids acquire the skills of self-regulation, of understanding how do I negotiate with my friends, on how I have to control my emotions at times. And I understand what my emotions are. I understand that I am sad or I am angry or then I can express those feelings and grow from there. So as the first focus of our program is totally on social emotional. And I usually say, we don't teach them any academics, but they learn a lot through the play-based program, through the multi-age, through choices. And as I said, the focus of the skills that they acquire through the social emotional learning are skills that they will take for life. They will take throughout the entire elementary. And we're supported by a beautiful program that is called Conscious Discipline. And when our counselors also work with families on teaching them the strategies of conscious discipline. So the home-school connection is always there. What we do at school to help children understand emotions and learn how to interact with others, you will learn those techniques too. Now here's Miss Dani. Miss Dani has been with us for a few years, I will say, in our preschool program. Oh, sorry. I have to talk to you about our studies, our wonderful studies. Our studies are based on the children's everyday life. They are topics that they can relate through in every moment of the day. For example, one of our topics is pipes. And even though it sounds like what can that be? Well, pipes is about water, and kids are very curious about how water gets to their home. Pipes can be about electricity. Pipes can be about veins. Pipes can be about blood, about tunnels, homes for animals. So the studies are so broad that even though we answer specific questions and work on specific skills, they go with the interest of the class and the child. And as I said, they learn through real life experiences, and they learn skills in math, science, social studies by experiencing them, by being able to actually see them in action, which is what truly helps our kids to learn and to keep that knowledge for life. And now I'm introducing you to Ms. Dani, our PK, one of our PK teachers. She will run you through a sample of our schedule and tell you more or less how we do things in a day at the PK in ISP.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Miss Dani, and I'm going to run you through our day. So a day in ISP, we designed our schedule to support effective routines, which help promote children's development and learning. So each classroom has a predictable sequence of events, and this makes our students feel secure and they become increasingly independent. So as we start our day, the arrival between 7:30 and 8, students come into our classrooms and they place their belongings in a designated area. Each classroom has their own version of an attendance chart where children are either signing in their names or placing a picture, moving a picture from home to school. And that gives us a chance to practice counting, to practice a lot of responsibility of doing the sequence of events every day. And as the year progresses, we provide them with paper, pencil, or markers so that they can actually begin to sign in their names. Then we have our morning meeting. It lasts between 10 and 20 minutes, and morning meetings are how we set the tone for the day. So they provide an opportunity for our children to experience a sense of belonging. They come in, they share about their feelings, they share about their ideas and make connections between the world around them and our studies. And we also check out who's absent, and we use our conscious discipline curriculum that has a ritual where we wish well to the students that are not present. And it looks like a little bit of our morning, just a tiny piece, but it actually goes beyond just checking in who's here. When students are absent, they know that their friends are wishing them well and missing them in school. So after we do our morning meeting, we go out for a snack, and teachers and learning assistants, we join our students for snack. We sit with them, we have conversations, we connect, and then we move to outdoor play. So we have an outdoor area that students have the options of using the playground structure, or they have some toys that are available. We share our area with other pre-K classrooms so that our students get a chance to connect beyond the friends in the classroom. After, some students have specials. We have indoor learning, and indoor learning is something that we are very committed to. We mixed two things from our academic curriculum. So we have small groups, and we also have choices within the classroom. So if you walk into a pre-K classroom, you will see different centers set up. In all classrooms, you will see a block center, a writing center, a classroom library, arts, toys and games, discovery, which is linked to science, and you have sand and water, and the most popular center, which is the kitchen or the house or a pretend play center. So some of our teachers are going to be working with that. One of the teachers is going to be working with a small group of students, and you can see it. It's connected to a specific objective of learning. It could be math, it could be literacy, it could be fine motor skills. You can also observe teachers coaching students through social interactions. You can see teachers observing and documenting what we see, how they learn, and we use that information to make decisions about instruction. After we go to indoor learning, our students go to specials. And in specials, our students they have different options. We have garden, gross motor, atelier, and library. And these are all guided by our experts. We also have an optional snack. Over the years, we have learned that snack is, each child has a different need of food, and some of our students that have the snack early in the morning are hungry again before they go home. But others are not hungry, and that's okay. So they have a choice. They can choose between eating or playing inside, and that provides a lot of agency in our students. After that, we always have a read aloud, either in our classrooms or when they have the special of the library. Then Miss Nuri, the expert in the library, they go to the elementary library and they get a read aloud from her. At noon, our younger students from our multi-age program go home, and we do a little closure for those students. And then our full day program students have time to have their lunch, to rest, and to prep for the Spanish special in the afternoon. So quiet lunchtime and quiet time are key elements for our full day program students. They have the opportunity to kind of decompress from the day and just relax. We call it quiet time because it's just a time to relax. It's not mandatory that they sleep. They do have their mats, and we ask parents to send them with a small blanket and a small pillow and maybe a stuffed animal. But they're not required to sleep. They can just cool down for a bit. Some of them read books, others just rest, and others do sleep. And then they go off to Spanish, and we go home around 2:40. So that's a sample of our schedule. I know you're gonna get an email where you get to see one of our students, Nathan, go through his day in pre-K. And in order to prepare your child for success, there are a few elements that you can tackle before coming to school. So the first one, potty learning, is linked to our child protection policy. So in ISP, we take our students' safety really seriously, and we want to make sure that students can come into class, and if they have a bathroom accident, which happens, especially at this age, they should be able to get undressed and dressed independently. They need to be able to go to the bathroom independently, wipe independently, and we are here to support them, but we are not able to do it for them. So that's a big thing that you can practice at home. You can talk about the routines. This is my first year as a mom and a teacher of a pre-K student, and I can tell you it's quite a challenge in the mornings. So practicing those morning routines, like waking up, getting dressed, driving to school maybe a few days before school starts, that can be helpful so you can see the route, they can feel more comfortable. And then the last one is about lunch. So in ISP, we love having healthy snacks and lunches for our students, and packing their bags is a challenge, and you can support your child by helping them make sure that the containers are easily opened. They can do it by themselves, that they know how many things they have. We see a lot of parents choosing this bento boxes where you have one container with the different options, and that's something that you can ask your child to do with you in the afternoons. Like, let's prepare it together so that they know what to expect the next day. So I think all of these little tips are to foster independence. We are always here. The teachers are always here to support our students. We just want to make sure that they have a sense of agency and they can try and they can succeed.
Thank you very much, Ms. Danny. And I guess this is the moment we've all been waiting for. We have two excellent moms of our school to join us today and talk about our elementary early childhood program. Please welcome Ms. Vali Aleman.
Hi, everyone. My name is Vali Aleman. I am a Panamanian proud mom of two ISP students. This August marks the beginning of my family's 5th year at the school. ISP has been an ally and quite complimentary in the upbringing of my children. They both started at the school in the early childhood program at just 3 years old. My eldest, Leah, is now starting 2nd grade in August, and my youngest is becoming a PKS expert as he moves on from PK3 to PK4, his 2nd year in the program. This multi-age factor is one of my favorite things about the program. I love that they get to socialize and learn in a play-based setting. At first, being the smallest ones at school, they have the older classmates to guide them. And then with younger classmates, as they become experts, like my son, And this has truly made an impact in their development. I have seen both of them come out of their shells, both socially and emotionally. Both my kids were very like a little bit quiet and shy, and this setting has definitely made them more assertive. And I could say they've somewhat evolved as leaders. Routines are the center of my home. And as Ms. Dani explained earlier, the fact that everything is like very well planned out made the transition from home to school very, very easy. Given that there's that perfect balance between structure and play. And another thing that I also love about a program, like Ms. Alida said, every day they're giving opportunities to become their own little selves when given choices during when they get to pick the centers they like best when it comes to learning. So my son will come home one day and say, "Mom, today I was at the block center," or "Today I decided to play with water outside in the park." And that's something, it makes it fun that, from such an early age, they get that independence. And all this happens while being immersed in an English setting. Obviously, I'm from Panama. We spoke Spanish at home, and they both grasped English so quickly. And English is now probably like the primary language of our home, and I like it. And honestly, the more important part for me is noticing how happy Leah and Rod are. I don't remember school being as fun or being as excited about going to school ever. Like if I was sick and I had to stay home, I was happy. A sick day at my house is like a nightmare. They cry because they want to go to school. And it's really, really, not an easy thing to see these days. So yeah, I just love the school. I love being a part of it. And best choice I've made as a mother so far. Happy to share more if anyone wants to contact me, and the school can set up if you have any more questions from parent to parent.
Of course we can. Thank you very much, Vali. And we are also sharing this program with Miss Paola Reyes. She's also an PK mom. Welcome, Paola.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me to tell you guys my story with my boys. So I'm a mom of two boys, Julian and Matias. Matias is in PK3. He's moving on to his second year in August, and Julian is in kinder. I'm also an ISP alumni, and I wish that I would have had the opportunity to be a student since PK because I came in 8th grade, so at the end of middle school. And I know that it can sound unnecessary to have your 3-year-old attend school so small, but I found that it has helped develop Julian and Matias in so many ways that were beyond like the maternal or the preschool they were going to, socially, emotionally, and of course, academically. So they both had the opportunity to learn from their older peers in their first year of PK. Matias loves his older peers, sees them as his knowledgeable older buddies with great ideas. He always tells me about the games that his older friends came up with, and that he wanted to play the game. And so he's always excited about playing with the older buddies in his class. And Julian, who is now in kinder, had an amazing group of older peers when he first started in PK. And from this group, he started to mimic a lot of behaviors like taking turns, following routines, sharing toys, and even breathing when he got frustrated, which he would actually get frustrated very often his first year of PK. Then in his second year, Julian got to feel as a leader, a trait that he has continually harvested and grown into now that he's in kinder. And actually, I want to tell you Julian's story because it's very special. He actually attended 3 years of PK, not only 2. So my husband and I decided to give him the opportunity to attend PK as soon as he turned 3. So his birthday is on July 22nd, and the cutoff is on, I think, July 30th. So he was the youngest in his class at the time. I think even the youngest in the school. And his social emotional growth during that year was amazing. And because he was so young, ISP provided a lot of support in ways that we couldn't have imagined. So we were over the moon. And then his second year of PK was during the pandemic, so 2020. And we didn't feel we were able to continue the social emotional support that the school had provided through teachers and the PK counselor. So we decided to tell Miss Alida and his teachers at the time that we were thinking about letting him stay a third year in PK before moving on to K. And so we had this meeting, and it was amazing because we felt so heard and so understood. And so Miss Alida and his teacher said, yes, let's do that for Julian. You know, he can either stay or go, like his age is open for any of the options. And so he did 3 years of PK and the results have been amazing. Julian has been given the opportunity to be assertive, to be independent in play and in schoolwork. And he has had the opportunity to learn how to make his friends excited about his ideas and his stories and his games, which, you know, would have made him frustrated before. And now he's just like happy-go-lucky. So he has truly grown into a positive and assertive and compassionate leader in his class. And I would advise anybody to do the 2 years in PK because it really, really has a great impact on your child. And you will see it not only during PK, but also now in kinder, where Julian has started to read and write. Those social emotional skills have really bloomed, and you see the impact they have on their academic development. So yeah, I hope you are convinced.
Thank you very much, Paola, for your kind words. And we will go ahead and present our admissions team, which is led by our strategic enrollment manager, Ms. Helmi Porras.
Okay, so I'm back. I didn't realize you weren't able to hear me. Anyway, maybe I won't repeat the whole thing, pero Monica, Casey, and myself are here to support you and guide you in making sure that ISP is the right option for you. And so what I would like to do now is probably open it up for the Q&A. If you have any questions. And I see the first one. So the question is, if my child turns 3 years, August 12th, would she have to wait an entire year before starting? Or would she be accepted early? So that's one of the questions that I wanted to anticipate when my internet wasn't working. Placement here is actually regulated by the Ministry of Education. So our PK3 candidates have to be 3 years old before the end of July. So in that case, you would have to wait until the next school year to apply to our PK3 program. Yes.
Quería poner el QR.
Sure.
Please go ahead and write any questions you may have at this point. We will also be sharing a QR code with you.
So just if you think of additional questions, I'll just run through the three questions that were already mentioned, but I just want to circle back to them. As Ms. Dani mentioned, potty training is an admissions requirement for the early childhood program, and that's because of our child protection policy, age placement, which we just talked about. And then regarding admission season. So as we're an international school, we open admission season 6 months before the start of that school year, meaning that if you're aiming to apply to start in August 2023, then we're already processing those applications. But if you're aiming to apply to August 2024, then we invite you to complete the inquiry form for the next school year, and we will be in touch with you as soon as we open admissions for that school year. And so, I mean, with that said, I don't see any more questions in the Q&A box. I don't know if, should we wait 1 awkward minute?
Let's wait 1 awkward minute. Let's just make sure.
So we'll wait one awkward minute, which I think is almost over. And I'll just take this last few seconds to thank everyone who was here to present the early childhood program, as well as everyone who participated in this webinar and has taken the time to get to know ISP. We truly are looking forward to meeting you and connecting and supporting you through this wonderful journey. We have one other question, and it's, do you provide transportation? So we do have 2 transportation companies that we work with very closely that basically, I think, cover the entire city. Pretty much. So yes, we do have transportation services to school. And I would add that most of our students travel by bus normally. And so with that, I think we're pretty much
Can I
done.
add something about transportation? So as Danny mentioned, our PK3s go home earlier and they have their own buses to go home at that time at 12.
You're right. And we should probably also add, since we're talking about PK3, PK4 students, that all buses have a monitora. I'm not really sure how to translate that, but they have an additional adult on top of the chauffeur to just aware of everything that's going on the bus with the other students.
And they have to wear seatbelts.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
English child.
Sorry, there's another question. Do English child learn Spanish? Yes. As you saw in the schedule from Ms. Dani, they have a Spanish session every afternoon. And that's the same for throughout elementary and middle school.
Yes, and I can add a little bit about our Spanish session. The Spanish session is geared toward learning vocabulary, because a few years ago we discovered that since our entire schooling is in English, some of our Spanish speakers were also not learning some very basic Spanish words. So our Spanish program goes with our studies, is related to our studies, and it helps students acquire vocabulary in Spanish too.
Super. And with that, I think we have no more questions. Expect to hear from us shortly, and we're again looking forward to meeting you. Is it available to join school at the end of September? Yes, we have rolling admissions as well. So yes, we're able to accommodate a start that's not at the beginning of the school year. And so we'll send an email with next steps, and we'll be in touch and in contact very soon. Thank you very much again. Ciao.